Imagine this. A child suddenly begins to describe the life of a man who died in a plane crash, down to the way his body was shattered and frozen on a snowy mountainside. Coincidence? Or proof of reincarnation? If chilling stories like this fascinate you, don't forget to follow, like, and leave a comment. Now, let me take you into one of the most unsettling reincarnation cases ever reported in the United States. It was the cold evening of March 9th, 1962. Arthur Delgado, a well-known nightclub owner from Dallas, had just returned from meeting a young singer in New York City. Along with 10 other passengers, he boarded a Fokker F-27 twin-engine plane operated by KOP Airlines, bound for Texas. The skies above the Rocky Mountains that night were covered in storm clouds, heavy snow, and an ominous silence. Among the passengers were businessmen, teachers, and fathers trying to get home. One of them, Michael Simmons, a 42-year-old schoolteacher from Kansas, had 2 children, one chronically ill. He told his wife he hadn't planned this trip at all. Another was Harold King, a 29-year-old engineer. As he boarded, he reportedly whispered to his wife, "If I don't make it back, take care of the kids." And of course, there was Arthur Delgado, feared and controversial. Some said he had enemies. Others said he carried a cursed fate. Just days before, at a dinner gathering, he had bragged loudly, "The Rockies won't swallow me whole." But they did. The storm tore the plane apart. Metal shattered against the cliffs. Screams vanished into the blizzard. At dawn, ranchers and search teams found a nightmare, twisted wreckage. Bodies frozen stiff, the Dallas Morning News reported. The remains of the victims were gathered in pieces from the snow. But the horror wasn't over. In fact, the real mystery was just beginning. Only 3 days later, on March 13th, 1962, a poor farming family in rural Texas welcomed their 17th child into the world. His parents, Joseph and Linda Clark, named him Ethan. From birth, Ethan seemed different. Every time an airplane roared overhead, he would scream and choke as if reliving some hidden terror at 4 years old. Ethan turned to his mother and said chilling words, "You're not my real mum. I'm Arthur Delgado. I died in a plane crash. I froze to death." At first, Linda dismissed it as childish fantasy, but Ethan began revealing things he could not possibly have known. He told his mother, "They found my frozen body in the snow." Indeed, several passengers had been discovered dead from exposure, detail never made public. Another time, he said, "They buried me as Delgado, but the man they thought was me was actually a Jewish traveler's rail Sherman." Linda froze. That fact had been whispered only within the grieving family. How could her son possibly know? When Ethan insisted on visiting his house, Joseph Clark finally gave in. They drove to the Delgado family estate in Dallas. The moment Ethan walked in, he recognized Arthur's relatives by name. He pointed at Arthur's sister and said, "You fell out of the fig tree once. I ran to bring you water." Her face went pale. It was true, an incident only the family remembered. Then Ethan asked to see Arthur's second wife, Felicia. At first, she mocked him. "Do you even know who I am?" "You're Felicia," Ethan said instantly. Then he pointed at the little girl beside her. "She's probably mine. Before I left for New York, you were pregnant. You were in pain, remember?" Felicia nearly fainted, The child had indeed been in her womb when Arthur died. Ethan began recalling private moments no stranger could know. Arthur's childhood friend Alan, who once saved him from drowning in a creek. His mother hiding a blue bead under his pillow to ward off the evil eye. A secret fight at Delgado's nightclub, where a man was stabbed, an event hushed up, never reaching police reports. When he confronted Arthur's brother about stealing from the casino's safe, the man exploded in rage. But Ethan only whispered, "You can't silence the truth." The family shut him out. Fear replaced curiosity. The case eventually reached Dr. Ian Stevenson at the University of Virginia, a psychiatrist who documented thousands of reincarnation claims. He traveled to Texas, interviewed Ethan, and confirmed the child's knowledge of private, hidden details. His conclusion was chilling. This boy does not simply remember, he relives. As Ethan grew, the memories didn't fade, they grew stronger. At night he awoke screaming, "The plane is shaking. The windows are breaking. It's freezing, I can't breathe." Neighbors whispered, "That boy carries the dead with him. Maybe it isn't just Arthur's soul. Maybe all the passengers are trapped inside him." Some called him cursed. His family eventually left their hometown for Dallas, hoping to escape the stigma. But the whispers followed, even into his teens. Ethan sometimes rejected his own name. "I'm not Ethan Clark. I'm Arthur Delgado." Dr. Stevenson noted, his identity is split between two lives, unable to let go of the past. To this day, locals in Texas still tell his story. Did Ethan truly carry the soul of a man lost in the Rockies? Or was it an extraordinary case of coincidence and suggestion? But one question remains unanswered. How could a child describe things that only the crash victims could have known?